Hello, my friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family. Well, guys, I want to share with you some photos and some videos. Let's start with the videos here. This X in a circle reflection phenomenon seems to keep increasing.
Okay. They're reflecting off of these windows right onto the wall, straight from the sun. Okay. They're reflecting off of these windows right onto the wall, straight from the sun. Okay. They're reflecting off of these windows right onto the wall, straight from the sun.
What are we seeing there? Because this phenomenon is increasing and it's growing, and we're seeing it from more and more people every day, as we see over here as well. So interesting. I mean, Planet of the Crossing, Nibiru, is it Nibiru related?
It's pretty tight.
But they sure are trying to keep the sun behind cover as much as possible. We see all this chemtrailing, and look at this effect around it.
It's pretty tight.
We're seeing this, it's coming in from all over. People are seeing these things. Pretty wild stuff. And then let's go over here and let's start at the bottom with some spirit orb photos that were sent in. And some people will view them and say they're all dust particles, but pretty cool. Not all dust particles. Sometimes there is dust and things like that, but I've done so much paranormal research, as I've shared with you guys in the past. I used to be part of a paranormal research group, and we investigated a lot of different quote-unquote hauntings, spirit phenomenon, things like that, and it was a fun couple of years. Very interesting stuff that we've found, and I've had these things basically follow me around from room to room. Here's another photo of an X again in a circle. So is this something that's reflecting off the sun and or sun simulator? Some interesting faces in clouds, or perhaps it's also covering up something. You can see a face down there, and almost a face over there. Very interesting. You never know what you're going to see up in the sky nowadays. It's from our brother Trevor, sending us his light and love to the Evolutionary Energy Arts family. And we're seeing, for one, the sun is way bigger and way wider than it's ever been. And some people will say this is just diffusion, and it's all an optical illusion. The sun hasn't changed, besides putting out less energy. And we're seeing this, what is definitely an object. It's either a planet, a moon, something that's up there close to the sun often. And it's not the moon. I mean, a lot of these photos were sent in when the moon was either a new moon or a crescent moon, and it's a different object that we're seeing both in daylight and at night up there. As always, they're trying to keep the sun under wraps. And a lot of times, like in these type of photos, is when we'll end up spotting that whatever it is, a planet, a moon, a sun, something. It's something. A mothership, but it's up there. More and more people are seeing it as the chemtrails keep spreading. And just how big the sun appears to be is kind of crazy. X marks the spot, and this is India. Yeah, there's chemtrails in India. There's chemtrails in China. I have a friend that's over by Tibet, and they chemtrail like crazy in China, and it rolls over the border into India. And here's a really clear picture of this object. Now, as we see, it's sort of featureless. but apparently physical, not just a reflection. It's substantial and it's reflecting light. If we look at it, we see it is reflecting light from the top of it. So some will say that is just the moon. But others swear no, it's not the moon. It's something totally different. That looks pretty wild, doesn't it? And some will claim Photoshop. But when you see it in the sky for yourself, then you know it's not a Photoshop. And if you follow any other channels like this one, like WSO for instance, or some of the other ones that talk about this, Dave Dobbs, you realize that, so many people are photographing this, so many people are seeing this. It's actually very common. And so what is this? Is it part of the Nibiru system? And there it's pretty hidden. But you see like light down here from the sun, and then you see this object up in here, which we've seen really often, many, many times. So all very interesting. And then I'll just share this with you guys. Now, I don't know this source at all, so I'm not going to put a lot of credence into it. But this is saying Putin wants Russian military recalled home before Nibiru arrival in 2021. So kind of interesting, even though I couldn't find any evidence of their sources. And this is off of someone'sbones.com. And basically it's just somebody that put this together, not quoting any real official sources. So could be just whatever, a story. But they say, according to their MOD source, Putin's plan is fraught with obstacles. Several Russian officials, particularly the Chief of General Staff of the Armed Forces of Russia, has denied Nibiru exists, but Putin believes. And, we know that a lot of times the Russian scientists are at odds with the mainstream scientists, such as with the whole grand solar minimum thing. And, they were more forthcoming in many ways with UFOs and aliens as well. So anyway, basically this goes into saying that, their ability to house tens of millions of people underground is really all about Nibiru and not so much about World War III. And so he has plans to house tremendous numbers of people inside those bunkers. And they could really house a huge amount of their population, which is, makes America look bad when you get down to it, because we don't have any for our population, just for the people at the top. There's no massive underground bunkers for you and me and everybody else of the 327 million, Americans to go to. Because, they're just going to shut those doors once all the government officials are in there and the military that they're going to keep are in there. And so this is saying that, Putin's going to start bringing people home from abroad, bringing soldiers home to protect fellow Russians from the Nibiru disaster. And so, this is supposedly starting in 2020. And it's an aggressive plan. And what's interesting is the fact that they have been cutting their military spending. They really have. They've been cutting it just continually, even as these reports of significant advances in technology exist. And this article even goes on to say that new technology, the interceptor missiles that are so fast and everything, are really more about blowing up asteroids that are incoming. And that's what a lot of these satellites that are going up there are all about. It's being able to see the missiles, see the asteroids incoming, because we are going to be going through a tremendous debris field that's going to pulverize so much of everything up topside on the surface of the planet. So they're going to try to shoot down and destroy as much as they can of the incoming stuff, incoming asteroids. And so this was an interesting article. I mean, I read like a good sci-fi movie script, a fun one for sure. And it even says that Saudi King Salman is going to have a spot. He's struck a deal so he could have a spot down in their bunkers when the crap hits the fan. And so, according to this, Nibiru's arrivals in 2021, or at least one of its approaches that will start getting pummeled by all the debris. And so, interesting, totally uncooperated, and you gotta look at it skeptically, but at the same time, interesting thoughts. So, as always, my friends, thumbs up to support the channel. Please do subscribe and join our family, and click the bell for all notifications. Share with as many people as possible, and wake them up. As always, my friends, God bless and namaste.